Have you ever spent entire days in bed due to depression? If so, what were your first steps in breaking the cycle? Yes. When you are that deep in the cycle, you have to find the strength to stop waiting for the motivation to do stuff. The inactivity drains motivation and energy, and it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. You don't do anything, so you aren't motivated to do stuff, so you keep not doing. Instead, pick something relatively small that you know you can force yourself to do even without motivation in advance. It can be as simple as taking dirty plates downstairs and getting a fresh glass of water. Maybe going and brushing your teeth. Having a shower is a really good step if you can psyche yourself up for it. Being clean really helps break that cycle. Even just getting up to put on some clean pajamas and finding a face cloth to wipe away some surface grime. The point is, force yourself into that first step, even when you aren't motivated. Getting one thing done will remind you that it wasn't as bad as your brain thought, and it will be easier to persuade yourself next time. Each activity you manage to complete will help to wake up some motivation and bring you closer to breaking the cycle. Good luck. It's an awful place to be, and I wish you all the best on your recovery. Take it one step at a time, one day at a time. It's hard, scary and exhausting, but you can do this. Yes. I think my maximum is 2.5 days, sometimes pretending that I'm self-care relaxing. I now have a daily tick list of things to do, which includes teeth cleaning, lunch making, etc. I know if I can do one tiny thing in the list, it will be the start of the end. For about 2 years I barely got out of bed to do anything other than work or eat. I live in New York City, so everything can be delivered. I couldn't even get myself to clean my apt regularly, and that depressed me even more. So I was always beating myself up about all of the time I was spending in bed doing nothing, wasting my life. One day I decided I would stop beating myself up and instead give myself credit for any little thing I accomplished. I told myself, if my apartment is a disaster and all I can do today is clean one spoon in a sink full of dirty dishes and go back to bed, that will be enough, and I will give myself credit for it. So I did that. Every day I did one thing, no matter how small, and I told myself, good job, you did it, now you can go back to bed guilt-free. Little by little I did more and more every time I got up. Sometimes I would start with one spoon, but clean several more dishes, until eventually I was getting them all done. Then I moved on to getting myself to walk the very short walk around the block, to go to the deli to get my sandwiches, instead of having them delivered. I wouldn't beat myself up, because I wasn't cooking. I gave myself credit for getting up to get my food. Eventually I started cooking again. Baby steps. Give yourself credit. Encourage yourself like you would encourage a small child. Don't beat yourself up. Be very mindful of the content you're consuming as well. I started making sure everything I saw online was positive and encouraging, and I unfollowed and muted news and anyone who posted outrage bait on social media. It all adds up eventually. I pulled myself out of 20 years of depression, and it all started by giving myself credit for washing a spoon. One step at a time. Come on, words, hugs and tea. Can't face university? No problem. You don't have to go to uni. Just sit up. Can you do that for me? Just take a deep breath and sit up straight. Okay. So far, so good. Now stand up. Your chest is already cold from the blanket falling off. Just stand up. Great. Get into the shower and turn on the water. It's okay if you have to lean your head against the wall. Just get in the shower and turn the water on. That's all. Sweet. Now eat breakfast. You love food. Everybody loves food. Alright. Grab your bag and head out to the bus stop. That kind of stuff. I used to go for the long-term motivation. Seize the day. Pursue your dreams. Type thought process. But sometimes the grandeur of it all just intimidates me and makes me feel so small and helpless, and it seems so far off. So I went the other way and made everything small, so they seem super easy for me. I don't usually go this route, but when the times get tough and I just want to stay in bed and let the world go on without me, this is the type of thinking I do to get myself out of bed. Yes, just recently. Something small happened with a tiny fight I had with my mum, and I spiraled out of control. I was running on autopilot for days and just so miserable, but also felt nothing. I haven't felt that bad in years. It really scared me. I tried all the usual routes of helping myself, gardening, listening to good music, cleaning my house, baking some sweet treats, or preparing a delicious meal. None of it was working. Finally my mum asked me if something was wrong, because I must not have been hiding it as well as I thought. I said yes, stupid. Then when she left I sobbed uncontrollably until I gained enough strength to go to her house and tell her everything. I cried in her lap for 30 minutes and I've felt a little better each day since then. Next time, I'm going straight to the last step of talking about it. I don't want to have to feel that terrible and scared again anytime soon. Friend knew I was having trouble, so he came to my apartment in his very loud way and spoke very firmly about me getting up and getting a shower while pulling open the curtains. He came every day until I started doing it myself. I realized after about a month that the me and the bed were starting to stink. I forced myself to strip the bed and jump in the shower. That feeling of a nice fresh shower always brings me back. You forget to take care of yourself when you're in that mindset, but once you force yourself to do one thing, you can do so much more. Yes, I have it in me to go many days without leaving my bed, except to go to the bathroom or somehow get more booze or food. Although at times I would entirely skip food for a day or two and just drink naked in bed. Terrible times. Similarly to others in this thread, I would just start small and then had a you can't give anything back program in place. So day 1 of getting out of it, I might just start with a hot shower followed by clean clothes and then right back into bed. On day 2, I can't give it back, meaning I can't not shower / clean clothes, and I'm required to add something to it. Maybe that means I throw out anything nasty in the apartment and do dishes. Day 3 I do those things again and walk outside for 3 minutes. On and on until I have something resembling a small life again. Good luck. Take a shower is a big one. Go outside, not just your room, outdoors outside. Even 4-5 breaths makes a difference. Do one task, you decide what you're capable of doing. Take things to the sink or empty the sink or clean a plate or gather up trash. But it has to be one physical thing, not just thinking of it and planning it out. Then be grateful you did the thing. Be proud that it's done. When the self-loathing kicks in telling you how much more you're supposed to do, realize that you've already done more than you were doing. And how did it? If you can do one thing, eventually you can do more. That's it. Take deep breaths, like exaggerated breaths. Fresh air as often as you can, and drink lots of water. You can do it, and you are capable. Everything starts with tiny steps. You writing this was your first physical tiny step. Congratulations. 1 point take a shower. 2. Clean the house. 3. Turn on some happy music. 4. Go outside. 5 points start a little bit of exercising. 6. Have some end drinks with a friend. Have some laughs. 7. Get a normal sleep cycle. 8. Dust myself off and go at it again. Peas. I don't beat myself up afterwards for having had a rough patch. Nothing matter when you lay there. The way I do it, when I feel disgusting enough, I know I will benefit from a shower. But this shower ain't just a shower. This shower preps me to actually just do anything about my situation right now. It might take days just to come to this shower thought. But when it's there, I know the shower is happening sometime. All I can do is prepare me. So what if I could think about the clothes I wanna wear? I don't wanna go direct into bed again, so clothes seems nice. I start thinking what kind. To the smallest detail. What kind of underwear do I feel comfortable in? I start thinking, oh, when I shower anyway, maybe I should put lotion on my skin too? Maybe my skin would benefit from this as well. Oh, what about my teeth? Everything I do is for me. Or for my skin, my teeth, etc. Anything that make me look too far into the future frightens me back into my bed. So I start small. And the shower is my way of coming back. I know I need to feel okay, and I don't in the bed. I take my time and get out of the bed. Hope it may help put some things in perspective. I moved in with my parents again. Due to health problems my parents temporarily couldn't walk the dog. I had to walk my dog at least 4 times a day. It was my reason to get up in the morning and to get out a few times a day. Walking and interacting with animals was therapeutic for me. I also went to therapy and got a part-time job later on, but I credit my dog for getting me out of this seemingly never-ending cycle of lying in bed feeling depressed. I know not everyone's in the position to own a pet or care for a pet the way I did, but I would advise others who have trouble getting out of bed due to depression to find things that make you get out of bed because someone or something is dependent on you. If it means getting groceries for your elderly neighbor, volunteering somewhere, working in a community garden, feeding stray cats in your neighborhood, etc. If it makes you feel accomplished because people depend on you, then go for it. It doesn't have to be big, as long as it makes you get out of bed and outside. For me, the feeling that I did have a role in this circle of life, because there were others for me to take care of, it changed my perspective.